So let's check out today's problem. It says you are in an infinite 2D grid where you can move in any of the 8 directions from position x to x comma y to x plus 1 comma y, x minus 1 comma y, x y plus 1 or y minus 1, x minus 1, y minus 1, x plus 1. Okay. So, okay, I guess from a point you can move in all the 4 directions for per coordinate. So it will be totally 8 steps you can, 8 different steps you can take from one point. Okay. You are given a sequence of points and the order in which you need to cover the points. Give the minimum number of steps in which you can achieve it. You're given a minimum number of, give the minimum number of steps in which you can achieve it. Okay, so they are saying given 0 comma 0, 1 comma 1 and 1 comma 2, output should be 2. It's 2 because from the starting point 0 comma 0 you take one step to go from 0 comma 0 to 1 comma 1. Okay, one step you will reach here, and it takes one more step to reach from here to 1 comma 2. Yes, if it was 1 comma 3 then it would have been one more step, I guess. So one step from here to here and one more step from here to here, so that's why they are returning 2. Okay, so we should return the minimum number of steps we can take in order to achieve any sequence as given. So let's see how this problem would be. So right, let's draw our x and y. Right, this would be our x, this would be our y. So let's mark points. This would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, whereas you would have y over here. We'll start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so from the problem what they have mentioned is 0 comma 0 and 1 comma 1 and 1 comma 2. So given the set of points, right, 0 comma 0, right, from here you have to go to 1 comma 1 and then 1 comma 2, right? So if this was our case, initially we are at here, so we'll say this would be our scenario 1 in L. We'll go with something, it's nice, something like blue. Okay, go with green. Yeah, so this would be case 1. So what we are at this point initially, right? Go to 1 to 1, x has to increment. Our destination is this, our destination is this. In order to reach our destination, this, right, we need to take one step, like we need to move 1 in this direction and 1 in this direction, so that also, so that is supported. So we can go from green to here in one step, that makes sense. And then from 1 to 2, this would be x is still 1, y is 2, that means the point is above, right? This is the next point, this is point 2. So to go from here to here, it is just one single increment, so we could still take this step 1 and make it as, and then return total number of steps taken is 2. Okay, so this solution is feasible. Assume that we have another, we'll go with another questions at random. We'll go, let's say we are starting at this point at, let's say 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's say we are at 3, so we are at 3 comma 0, we have to go to, let's say step 1 is 5 comma 2, right? And let's say we have to go back in order. Let's try going back, if that going back is allowed. So let's say we have to reach 2 comma 1, right? Theoretically, how would we do this, right? 2 comma 1, it's 2, right? This is 2. Okay, so step 1 is we are at here, this is be our start, right? So 3 comma 0 is our start. From here we have to reach 5 2. Where is that? 5. So this would be 4, this would be 5, and this would be 2, right? So somewhere over here. So this would be our destination, 5 comma 2, right? This is destination 1. So to reach here we can go only one step at a time, right? So intermediate, let's say we are going from here to here, which is one step, and this is the intermediate one. So this is one step, you have not yet reached the destination. This would be point 4 comma 1, correct? We can travel only one value, right? As per the question, we can only go one maximum in each direction, right? So that makes sense. So we go to 4 comma 1, that is one step, right? And then we go from 4 comma 1 to 5 comma 2, that would be step number 2, 5 comma 2, right? This also is feasible. So in 2 steps we reached here, right? So this would be 2. Now from 5 comma 2 we need to go back to 2 comma 1. Where is 2 comma 1? 2 is over here, 1 is over here, right? Okay, we need to come back over here. So let's say we'll draw that in purple or something. Okay, so here step 1 is we can in the first iteration we can come to 5, like 5 comma 1, and just go 4 steps back or 3 steps back to go to 2, right? That is also possible, right? Like if we are at 5 to go to 2, we just need to go 3 steps, and since we are already at 2, right, and to go to 1 we just need to come down by 1 step. So it's we can either take this one now or in the last, it doesn't matter, because we still need to take 3 steps. So here we have to choose the maximum. So let's say that we'll go with a simple approach of from 5 comma 2 we go to 4 comma 2 in the first check step, then we go to 3 comma 2, that is second step. From 3 comma 2 we will go diagonally to 2 comma 1, like that is feasible, right? Yes. So from 5 to 2, keeping y constant, so we are going in one iteration. We have now come to 4 comma 2, right? 4 2, then next iteration we are going to where are we are in 3 comma 2, right? So we are in 3 2, makes sense. And then we can make a diagonal step also, right? Because we can take that step, right? Diagonal, that is supported, like -1 -1, yes, -1 -1. So from this point we are coming down, so this is the -1 -1. So this makes it 2 comma, should make it 2 comma 2 comma 1, right? So this is how many steps we had to take for this? We had to take 3. So this one took 3. So this overall this takes 5 points, right? Because 2 for the first and then 3 for the rest, so total summing up to 5. Okay, let's see if we are able to get this, do this in code, right? Let's get back to the problem, copy it over, and then go to the question. You would have here is question. Okay, so you are an infinite 2D array, move in any direction. Okay, give the minimum number of steps. Give the minimum number of steps in which you can achieve it. Okay. Okay. So what we will do is, step 1 is give the minimum number of steps in which you can achieve. So we can have a function that get minimum and if you give me point A, right, this is your point A and point B. This is from where you are to where you want to go. I need to return you min steps. Okay, we'll come to how to calculate it. We have to figure that out. Okay, right? It's equal to, initially we'll give it as 0. So now def calculate, or we'll call it something like steps to trace path. Okay, traverse to reach path is okay. So steps to reach, no need for path, it's just steps to reach. Okay, so this is a function which will accept our source. What do we call that as? This is, first we'll accept this array, right, which are the source points. What are the steps that we need to contain? So we'll call it as steps array, right? It will be in order. Each value of this array would contain the x and y coordinate. This would be like point A, this would be point B. The next iteration, this should be like point A and point B, the sum of all of which would be the overall steps, right? So if that's the case, we would say that we'll say that total steps is equal to 0 for point in steps array, right? For each one of our point, we would need to go to this point, like we are at 0, 0. What is the minimum number of steps from 0, 0 to 1, 1, right? That means I would need the next index also. If I need the next index, iterating with value based might not help. What I will say is, for index in range steps, right? Length of this array, length of this array would be 3, but I need only 2 steps. I need to go from here, like the first 2 points is 1 step and the second step is a second and the third element, right? I don't need to go till the end. So I will say, for index in range these many steps, find me the minimum, get minimum steps from point A. Point A for me would be point A equal to what would it be? It would be the steps array of index, right? That would be 0, 0 and the next value, that would be steps point B. That is point B equal to steps array of index plus 1, right? That makes sense. This would give me the minimum steps to go to from point A to point B. How that happens, we still have to figure that out, but we get the minimum steps. We would, I think we can store that in total steps plus equal to, right? Like we'll keep incrementing it to this total steps and then we can just return it. So this return total steps, fine. Okay, so this would say be the working logic. Now we need to find out, how do you find out how many steps we can take from here to here, correct? So where was our thing? Let's come back to the problem. Here we have 3, 0 and 5, 2. From 3, let's say we are here, right? From 3, this is this point, to go to this point, we have taken 2 steps, right? How did we take? So what are the points? 3 comma 0 comma 5 comma 2, right? So we can only traverse one step in each direction at a point, right? So if we take the x number of steps maximum we have to take in the x direction is 5 minus 3, and maximum number of steps we need to take in the y direction is 0 comma 2, 0 to 2. That means negative 2. I think if we make it absolute value in both sides, right, it would be 2 comma 2. Yes, so we will be able to choose any one of these two. Okay, what about 5 comma 2 to 2 and 1, right? Let's say we are in 5 comma 2 and we need to go to 2 comma 1. So in this case, how the x direction quotient of traveling would be 5, absolute value of 5 minus 2, that many steps we need to take in the x direction, and in the y direction we need to take 2 minus 1, absolute value of that, right? So this would be 3 and this would be 1. So the question is what the answer we took was 3, correct? Like, yeah, we took 3 steps, because you can even do the y traversal at the same time when you do the x1 also. So it only depends upon the maximum value of this quotient, correct? Not the sum or difference, it's the maximum, how many steps, whichever of this component, x component or the y component, whichever we are trying to traverse, right? X is over here, sorry, x, y, from x and y we just need to find out whichever is the maximum one. Okay, so here also we need to do the same thing, assuming that point A is always this thing. So steps is equal to x quotient, it is equal to something like point A of 0, that is the x value of A, minus point P of 0, right? And I need the absolute value, right? ABS, I guess, absolute value of this. Yes, this is the x quotient and this is the y quotient. Y quotient would be the first one in both, right? Point P, subtract that, get to know whichever is this, and of these I need to send the maximum one, right? Like if this was 3 and 2, I need to send 3. So I just need the max of this. So rather than min steps, I can set max of x quotient, sorry, x quotient, not y quotient. Instead of quotient, we'll call it as x distance, right? Like how much distance in the x direction we have to travel and how much in the y direction, right? So then we don't need min step, right? This kind of makes sense, that you could have a logic where we know the distance in the x direction and then in the y direction, how many steps we need to take. This would be like the total number of steps in each direction, and which of these are the maximum, return that. So that would be our minimum steps that we need to take to go from one point to another. We keep doing this for all the points in the array and return the sum of all of those points. I think we have the logic, and so let's test it out. So let's start it. Name equal to, if name equal to main, and then we have let's say this is the steps, right? Steps is equal to, we will call it as 0 comma 0, just to test the first logic what they have provided to us, and 1 comma 2. Min steps is equal to reach, tell me the steps to reach for the steps array. steps, right? This makes sense. Print many steps. Okay, right. Okay, we're just printing it out so that we can understand the logic when we have it. So what we do is we are going to now print. Sorry, no need to print. We can just call Python problem 1120. Hit enter. Okay, this is 2. Okay, this makes sense. Shall we try the other one? What was this array? 305221. 305221. So let's comment this out. Right, steps is equal to first one is 3052, sorry, 52 and 2 comma 1. 305221. 305221. Perfect. Let's see what is the solution for that. It is 5. And just to verify for just to confirm our analysis, right? Like in each iteration, we are calculating the total steps. We'll call it as we'll call that as once again min step is equal to. Okay, so now if we were to just print it to confirm our analysis, number of steps from 2 is, right, so basically from my this point, starting point A to point B is minimum steps, right? That's what I want to print to just confirm whatever we got, right? Let's run the program again. Okay, from 3 to 52 is 2 and 52 to 21 is 3. Let's verify that. Yes, it was 2 and 3. Okay, I think this should be the solution for this problem.